Hey, what's up guys? Austin back again. Today we're going to be taking a look at Contra Force for the 8-bit Nintendo. Doing another casual look at. It's just me playing the game and talking at the same time. And yeah. This was actually the third Contra game on the NES, and it is really nothing like either of the first two ones, which were both badass games actually. And for you guys that follow my channel, chances are you're already into old school stuff, and you've already played at least the first two Contras. This one right here is actually admittedly a little bit easier to look over because it's kind of rare on Nintendo. It's a game that'll probably cost like 30 bucks, cartridge only at the minimum. And wow, that title screen just like faded out really quickly. They don't even give you like 3 seconds. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and just jump into the game. But like I was saying, this game's actually pretty uncommon, probably for good reason. It's one of those games that's kind of uncommon just because it doesn't really live up to the legacy, or at least the legacy of the first two games. It is still kind of a cool game in its own right though, and I do like it. It's just not a great Contra game. I'll just get straight into it. But this is basically what you got. You got 4 guys you can pick from. They each have their own specialties, different weapons and so forth, different weapon styles. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick Burns right here. And there's also a 2-player option. You can do 2 players at the same time, but I don't have 2 controllers. So I'm go ahead and just pick him. And you're basically just thrown right into the game like so. And you can jump like in, you got your spinny jump like in the other Contras. And if you just tap your jump button, you can just jump as low as you want, which is kind of cool. And you can shoot in any direction, which is also useful. Just like the other Contra games, you can shoot in any direction. However, this game is set up a good bit differently. For instance, you'll notice that your first shot doesn't go all the way across the screen, which kind of sucks, but actually it goes farther back than it does to the right. That's kind of weird, but yeah, needless to say, it's different, but if you look at the bottom part of the screen, you'll notice there's a bunch of different abbreviations there. And what's kind of interesting about this game is it has a power-up system most similar to games like Gradius, where you pick up basically little power capsules, and then they fill up on that bottom bar where there's abbreviations, and you can choose what items and weapons you want on the fly, just like you can in Gradius. Or for what some of you guys will probably be more familiar with, or a lot of you guys anyways, is Life Force on the 8-bit Nintendo, which is basically part of the Gradius series. It was a salamander in Japan, but it was basically a Gradius game. So yeah, the power-up capsules in this one are actually the little sort of briefcase type things that you get, and I'm going to be picking up a couple more in just a moment. There's a big-ass sort of forklift dude coming right here, and I just got killed, and that kind of sucked, but alright. See, there's another one. Okay, now I've got 2 power-ups. Oop, we're going to go through 3. And I believe if you push select, maybe not select. Yeah, it's select. When you push select, it'll make a sound, and it'll actually select whichever item you're actually highlighted on right now. So I've basically got an auto machine gun. It's you know, pretty useful. It goes all the way across the screen. So that's basically how the power-up system works in this game, and it's kind of interesting. It's not really Contra-like at all, but I do personally like sort of the Gradius hybrid. Hey, look, there's another one. I like the Gradius hybrid. I mean, it makes it interesting, but yeah. And actually, what you can also do is go, and I believe you can just switch players on the fly, just like so, and keep the okay, there you go, like so. So now I got a different guy. And one thing you'll notice also is that some of the backgrounds are destroyable. You can destroy some of the backgrounds, which is kind of cool in itself as well. And you just do have to be careful. As you can see, the falling boxes, you don't want to get hit by them because you'll die in one hit. From what I can tell, the hit detection in this game isn't the best, so yeah, you just got to be ultra careful in this game, and just got to be very smart about what you're doing. And this game does actually have, aside from, whoa, I was actually kind of close. Aside from some kind of cheap hit detection, there's also some cheap enemy placement. Like right up here, I'm pretty sure there's an enemy, and okay, oh, well, oops, my bad. Sometimes I get killed by that guy when I try to jump down. Sometimes he just shoots right away, and it's just really hard to avoid. Actually, it's that guy right there I was talking about. Some really cheap enemy placement in this game, so it's definitely a game where you gotta kind of memorize the enemy placement. But alright, let me go back and see if I got the other guy. Let's go ahead and put him back into play. Now, I think you might actually be able to do 2 players with the CPU. If you tap left or right here on a character, it'll change. So let's go ahead and see if a second player pops in. Hey, check that out. That's actually kind of cool, I have to admit, especially for an 8-bit Nintendo game. I don't know too many Nintendo games that actually did stuff like that, where it was, oh, jeez. Apparently those are fans. And actually, my computer-controlled guy died pretty quickly. Well, that kind of sucked. Oh, damn. Instant death with the spikes. So, admittedly, I haven't really played this game a ton. It's definitely not one of my most played NES games there is, or there ever was, but I actually picked it up just a couple months ago, and I've been meaning to really give it some serious time. So my opinions and outlook on it are kind of in an early state right now, but there are some definite issues with it, regardless of how long I've played the game before, and that is that there's quite a bit of slowdown in the game. And lots of slowdown in the game. Almost everything you do causes slowdown, and so it's a very sluggish experience, whereas the other Contras on the Nintendo were very smooth for the most part. I mean, granted, they did slow down as well, but there was way more going on in those games, and there was a lot more going on in the backgrounds too in those games. Whereas this game, it's very basic. There's nothing too crazy going on in the background, and and this just seems to be a lot of slowdown for almost no apparent reason, and I'm not sure why that is. I don't even know if, you know, any of the guys that worked on the old Contra games worked on this. My guess is probably not, because of how different this game is to the other Contra games on the Nintendo. But still a neat game, but I don't recommend it as a Contra game. If you've never played this before, definitely don't pick this up thinking it's going to be just the next great Contra. You want to go to Contra 3 on the Super Nintendo, or Contra Hard Corps for that on the Sega Genesis. And check that out, grenades, nice. Of course, I don't think it's going to really help on this part. Oh shit. See, oh man. Very first level tune, some pretty cheap enemy placement. I mean, maybe I just suck, because a lot of people say there's very cheap enemy placement in games like Ninja Gaiden, and I don't really have too much of a problem with it. Maybe it's just because I've been playing those games my whole life, whereas this game, I haven't. So, maybe it's something I'll eventually get used to, but, let's see if I can get past this. Whoa. Damn. That is, not easy. And that's a mine. Alright guys, well, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it with that, because I'm getting my ass kicked on camera and while I'm recording this, so let's just go to end. And that's gonna be the end of this video. We're actually at about 10 minutes, which is pretty decent. It's a good time to quit. So with that guys, this is Contra Force on the 8-bit Nintendo. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be back with some more scripted, full-on reviews in the future, and some more casual talk and plays like this as well coming up soon. And be sure to follow my channel for more long plays as well. I've got a few cool ones coming up, so definitely stick around to check those out. Anyways guys, till next time, take it easy.